Now, with the World Cup about to start in Qatar, there's a push at City Council headed by the Mayor, who wrote a letter this week to City Councillors, some of them very fresh incoming City Councillors, suggesting that serving hours in the City of Toronto between November the 20th and December the 18th be extended to allow bars to serve earlier, because some of the World Cup games are starting extremely early in the morning. Now, we spoke to some bar owners about what that would mean for their business. Here's what a couple of them had to say.
Yes, for Team Canada, we will be open, and then, it depends on the stature of the countries. This was a big Irish bar, so Ireland's not in it, but when it comes to teams like maybe England, if there's an early game, we'll definitely have that on. Just got to see what the customers and what our clientele want to watch. And if there's a game at 8 o'clock, and I think that we have traction of people coming in and want to watch it, no matter who it is, we'll open. And hopefully we'll be allowed to serve an adult beverage.
Yeah, we're all ready for it. World Cup for us is a big thing. It's part of our business model. We're branded as soccer headquarters. We're Nations Unite. Wednesday, Canada's first game at 2 p.m. We're closing Clinton Street. We're going to put a massive tent, another video wall, live band, and about 250 seats.
250?
250.
Including the street?
Plus the street. So we'll probably have on Wednesday close to 500 people watching the game at the Diplomatico. The 8 a.m. games are really important to us. We're open for breakfast at 8 a.m. anyways. So it's a bit of a challenge because, again, we're waiting for the news from the city to get us to serve an hour earlier, which would be nice. My understanding it's going to happen. It might happen a little bit too late because City Council doesn't meet until the 24th.
Now, this would not be the first time that the city has extended serving hours for bars for a sporting event. It happened in the past for the Olympics. And bars say that this is an important time for something like that to happen this time, considering the major troubles that they've gone through over the last 2.5 years.
Well, listen, so last year we ended up having Euro Cup because they postponed it due to COVID. And last year's Euro Cup was a grand success. Although I wasn't allowed to serve inside because we were still closed inside for COVID, and I wasn't allowed to do any of my street events.
Again, sports is one of those things I think that unites everybody, and I'm sure no matter who you're working for or where you work, you can take a couple of hours out of your day and watch Team Canada. Like I still hear people talk about where they were when Henderson scored the big goal, 50 years later. So nobody was working back then. And hopefully they can kind of catch magic in a bottle and, make a little bit of a run.
And I've been saying to a lot of other media that if the AGCO could step in and make the amendment without having to go to City Council, I'm not sure if it's possible, then it would be for the whole province, and so be it.
Now, some in the restaurant industry have said that this is actually a pretty urgent matter that could really help out the businesses throughout the city. But there's one problem. City Council doesn't meet until the middle of next week, which is after the tournament begins. So they're hoping that they're given some leeway in terms of when they could start serving early. And they're hoping that City Council, once it does meet, addresses this issue very quickly once their meeting starts next week. For the Toronto Sun, I'm Scott Lurie.